Hi, my name is Ganesh Harimurthy, and I'm very happy to join the International Innovations Competition on Future Educations, reexamining CPD from human noise to human voice. That's my title. And this title is to see the idea of the ZPD, the Zone Proximal Development proposed by Vygotsky, is no longer, let's say, appropriate if we see the students today, they don't mingle anymore with the actual world. Whereas the students are who lives nearby the seashore, sometimes they cannot swim and they don't know the knowledge about their own environment. So they have a completely different set of skills because they are being exposed into digital environment rather than their actual environment. So those many things around the internet, all over the internet, has become still noise, and they can produce the human voice because they don't scrutinize what they consume in the digital spaces. And by that, I want to question the CBD today because they are very much influenced by internet algorithms. Students are creating more personalized learning bubbles, and those learning bubbles are very much particulars and sometimes is very much unique. And the students often see peers and as knowledge, as not as a knowledge, but as a content to scroll past if their algorithm doesn't match what they truly desire, because they tend to see the idea of identity and about knowledge that are in accordance with their emotions and motive thinking rather than rational thinkings. It becomes an issue. How can education foster critical thinking then? Humanizations and inclusive engagement in digital age, which are today dominated by algorithmic learning. And the goal of this topic is to reimagine Vygotsky CPD in the digital context and how to integrate it into more humanizing approaches. So I combine the two ideas of Vygotsky and Paulo Freire. I still believe that ZPD is still happening, but they don't live in the actual world, but they live in a digital world today, digital spaces, because most students are now very much familiar with the digital environment because they can be anyone and they can be at any anything they truly want, like playing video games, and they can get information from the social medias which they follow. So the focus here is to see how the learning bubbles and then critical thinking from the perfect be very much uh, a novelty to see the new concept of dialogical CPD, combining CPD scaffolding with Freirean dialogue to counter algorithmic isolations. This will help the students and also some educators to see the findings, like there are many algorithmic different driven learning reduces empathy and awareness of diverse perspective, because the student when they encounter the other students and they see the algorithm they produce is completely different from what they consume, they want to skip it and they want to scroll it down, but it cannot happen like what they experience in the digital spaces, because the friends in front of them is a human being, and they can skip or scroll down as a content. And then students will not engage in a better way when having a dialogue. So that's why they need to have storytelling and reflections are more integrated into their social spaces. And they need to have this kind of method. I like to propose that scroll and stop dialogues to help learners confront issues beyond their digital comfort zones. Also, it helps them to have a critical thinking, communications, and also emotional awareness are enhanced in the dialogical CPD models. How could this happen? The scroll and stop models help educators to design that resist algorithmic echo chambers. So they don't really want to take it for granted from what they consume in the digital spaces, or there is an algorithm they consume through social medias and many other platforms, games or other applications. Instead, they need to restructure opportunities for dialogues and peer storytelling, because they need to have a present. They need to present themselves as a human being, and then they need to propose a diverse perspective from their articles, videos, and stories. And then students cannot skip their friends because they have to have a fruitful dialogical debate on issues beyond their personal interests. And this peer storytelling helped them to have a sharing live experience. And the critical media reflections about why this algorithm happened to be I always consume every single day, and why I jump from one topic to another. By this, I want to see that the dialogical CPD merging Vygotsky and CPD with Freirean critical pedagogy will help them to apply in a more diverse algorithm-driven digital learning, and also I want to emphasize humanization of peers in online and hybrid learning environments. And for sure, the scroll and stop dialogue is very powerful to be applied in the classroom as well. Thank you very much.